Hey, what's going on, peeps? My name is MrRhexx and we're back with some more World of Warcraft. On the last episode, we did a bunch of quests for Razor Hill. We killed a lot of foam elementals. We collected a lot of gnomish tools for that little sassy girl we found in Razor Hill. We're totally dating her now. And we helped this guy kill a bunch of quill boars. So now we're supposed to go around and find some other survivors of the overflow of water that has reached the Durotar. And it seems like we found one of them.
Hey there.
Hey there, don't worry. I can't do this like this accents. Don't worry, Sentahi's not in any trouble. He's been studying what happens when river overflows. You see the big tall birds that stand on the riverbank. Sentahi thinks they're in trouble. The earthquake and the flood pushed the plane striders over to this side of the water. They can't fly back, and they're too scared to swim. They'll die if they stay here. Sentahi doesn't like violence, but maybe you can attack them and scare them over to the other side, yes? Alright guys, there you go. It's kind of an easy quest. All we have to do is attack them just enough so they run away. I don't think it is actually possible to kill these plane striders. I'm gonna try. Might need a lucky crit here, but because as soon as you get them into a very specific range, you're gonna run away into barrens. So yeah, see, it almost looks like it's possible to kill them. I'm gonna try using my cooldowns to see if it's possible, but I will need just a lucky crit, like right up to the end. Is what I need. Oh yes! I think it's like literally the first time I've ever done it. I think so. I didn't know it was possible until now. This is kind of mind-blowing. Wow, my inventory is full. Oh no! I have to get rid of some stuff. Oh, this is so unprofessional, guys. So unprofessional. Actually, I won the Malachite. Let me just see if I can. I need to get rid of something. Oh my god, I totally forgot. Alright, I'll kill this guy. We'll finish the quest. And I guess I'll have to... I did it again! I'm too strong for this quest. Anyways, I'll finish this. Then I'm gonna go back because I really do wanna be able to collect items. Alright, so I don't think we are allowed to use Arcane Shot for this, guys. Otherwise, we're just gonna do too much damage. There we go. So yeah, you can kill them. You just have to be extremely overpowered. You either have to probably be wielding heirlooms or you have to be a hunter. I don't see how you can do it in any other way. Especially if you're some sort of mage. You're definitely not going to be able to do it. Oh my god. We're just too good, guys. I am so sorry. I know that you can actually find a rare raptor in this part. I don't know if it's still part of a quest. It used to be part of a quest, but it might not be the case anymore. See, nowadays, at least as far as Draenor is concerned, when you're level 90, they changed the way the rare creatures work. So now the map actually shows you where if there's any rare monsters around you, and then you can go and kill them. And when you do that, they give you really cool items like rare weapons, or increasingly now you get a lot of toys. You know, like items that, I guess, kind of like trinkets, items that do cool stuff. So like they could transform you into some form of animal, or they will make it so that, and silly stuff like make it so that you are exuding cold breath out of your mouth. It's still just silly things like that. But before, and I actually, believe it or not, I used to like it how it was before. Before, it was very rare to find them. You couldn't, the map wouldn't show it to you where they were located, so you actually had to see them and be tabbing around all the time to find them, because they would, most times they would just kind of like mesh in the background, like you wouldn't necessarily be able to see it. Like if you were to put a rare enemy with a lot of normal enemies together, you would totally know the difference, because they're like different colors and sometimes they're bigger. But for the most part, you wouldn't see them if you were just like questing around. But if you were to kill them, you would get like a crazy amount of gold, probably more than what a quest would give you of your appropriate level. So like say that a quest would give you like kill 10 boars and you get 1,000 experience. By killing a rare creature, you would get like 2,000 experience. Like it would actually be more than what a quest would give you in that area. Like it was so good. So it actually incentivized you to like look around and inspect for enemies. I liked it like that.
How you doing?
I guess that's probably just me. I don't know. It's very Guild Wars like, I feel like. And I love Guild Wars. I love all the little animals, man. I love the big ones too. I just hate to see you hurt them like that, but it's for the best. Oh man, oh this is the raptor. So there is still a quest for this. Many creatures died when the waters came rushing into the valley. The raptors, however, thrived. They're clever predators, and they've been living off the misfortune of the other creatures. One of the raptors is particularly cruel. He's killing the little animals and letting them rot in the water without even eating them. He goes by the name of Scream Slash. Wait, he goes by the name of Scream... You're saying that the raptors are literally talking to themselves and saying, I'm gonna name myself Scream Slash, because that's silly. And if we're not careful, he could seriously disrupt the balance of nature.
See ya later.
Alligator. Alright, so let's go ahead and kill Scream Slash. Alright, so let's see where he is located. So he's somewhere alongside the coast, which is cool. Again, I still hold it that it's kind of silly to, for raptors to be naming themselves. I don't think that's a thing, guys. And I should definitely go and sell some stuff. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, you see the raptor, just by looking at him, yeah, you can tell that he's different from the other raptors. Because this one is specifically, it's not a rare raptor, but mostly when you would find a rare raptor, it would look like this. It would just be different. So in a place where you would find normally red raptors, in this case it would be blue, and you'd just be like, oh, well, that's obviously different. And then that could be the first sign that it is a rare raptor. And once you kill, I mean, you could see from the portrait as well, if you clicked on any rare animal or monster, creature, enemy, you would see that it has like a silver portrait surrounding his normal portrait, and that's, you can tell that it's a rare animal. But it used to be kind of cool like that. I kind of miss that in a way, that you had to kind of find it yourself and the map wouldn't necessarily tell you. But again, I'm not sure if that just applies to Draenor or if it's for the whole world. I haven't actually leveled a character since Warlords of Draenor came out, so I guess something that we're gonna have to discover by ourselves, or you guys can also tell me, which is probably what's going to happen. Something happened to Scream Slash when the cataclysm hit. Sentai thinks he wasn't always so violent and irrational. Thank you for your help, Rexar. Sentai is gonna get back to his studying now, and we get a cloak, but we don't have space for this. There we go. Alright, boys, I'm gonna go back to town to Razor Hill because I gotta sell some stuff, but I guess we're gonna go and pay a visit to I think it's the Grand Matron, the one we're gonna be working for now. You know, now that I was on the way to the Grand Matron, I noticed that I forgot that my toys actually are account bound, which means that I can use them in any character as long as I get in one character. Like, I can use them on any of my characters. So I can show you guys some of what I was talking about. So these are all items that I have collected just by killing... I'm gonna kill this guy because it's on the way. But these are all items that I have collected by killing rare enemies in the game. So this is more or less what I was telling you guys about, how cool it is to kind of explore and collect them. And I don't really have that many. When I was really big into WoW, I used to play in my European account, because that's back in my big days of Warcraft playtime. I was European then. So I've been kind of I jumped accounts from American to European, back to American, like multiple times, and some of those accounts I have lost to Chinese man taking over my account, which is something that happens, sadly. I'm guessing to probably a fair amount of people. Some of those Chinese gold farmers. And I'm not just being like I'm not stereotyping Chinese man. I'm literally saying, like, they stole my account information and changed my name and last name and all my account info into Chinese letters that I cannot understand. I know they're Chinese. You can tell they're Chinese, not Japanese, or Korean or whatever. But that's why I'm saying it. It's definitely Chinese. So yeah, I've lost a lot of accounts. I don't have as much as I normally should have, but I just give you guys an idea. This is what I was telling you guys before with the stolen breath. Let's see. Oh, it requires level 90. Oh no. So I can't use them. I just realized. That's so sad. Well, at some point I'll have to show you guys with my main character. I can use this one. Shoot a stream of bubbles. There we go. Oh, that is cool. So yeah, you get these things when you there's a Hearthstone card. Revealing epic. I don't know what's the point of this, to be honest, but yeah. You get those by killing our enemies. So as soon as we find one, I'll show you guys how it works, but it's pretty cool. Anyways, we got Grand Matron, Tekla. Who are you? What happened? I was alone in my hut meditating when... I remember now. The spirits cried out and the river swept in. I'm lucky that you found me here. I am old and no longer physically able to endure the elements like this. Would you lead me out of here? Alright. So all we have to do is escort her for a while, listen to her ramble about her stories of old times past, as we walk with her. Now you'll be able to see just how a shaman kind of works, which is something pretty cool. It's always been interesting, and I know that some guys I've seen that they've been arguing why when you play Hearthstone you'll notice that Vol'jin is actually a priest card. It's not a shaman card, and a lot of people have been you know, having conversations about that because people thought that he was a shaman, because you see a lot of, especially troll paraphernalia and equipments, they look very totemic. Like you have the totems kind of on their shoulders, and he seems kind of shamanistic in his way, the voodoos and the and the mojos and all that good stuff. But it's very different the way trolls, because trolls are very see, I don't know how to explain this, but shamans deal with elemental magic, so it has to be specifically fire, earth, air, or water. If it's not any of those, then it's not necessarily elemental magic. If you're dealing with shadow magic, which is what Vol'jin is, he's a shadow guy. I don't think you necessarily have to be a priest, but you're not a shaman. I'm tired of waiting in water. Let's make this a little bit easier on ourselves, shall we? Spirit of water, come to our aid. So this is what a shaman is to its core. Someone who uses the elements, and he's helping us there, which is cool. Someone who uses the elements of fire, earth, water, and air to to their aid. So they commune with the elements in the other world, in the elemental plane, and they bestow upon them gifts. And it's something that only a few people can do. Not everyone can be a shaman. It's something that you have to practice, especially because you're dealing with actual sentient beings. The elements are actual, I don't want to say people, but they're sentient. They're alive. They think, they talk, they have logic, they have their own morals and rules. So to be a good shaman, you have to be respected by these elements, and sometimes that's not too easy. There were a lot of times where the elements just wouldn't listen to Thrall. For example, when you go into Draenor and Outland, the elements just wouldn't listen to Thrall. It doesn't matter how strong you are, and Thrall is considered to be one of the strongest, if not the strongest shaman in the world, and even still, the elements in Draenor just wouldn't listen to him. They just don't respect him, they don't know him. And that's why being a shaman is so interesting, because you have to be respected by the elements, you have to communicate with them, you have to do favors for them, they'll ask you for quests, and you know, you do favors for them and they do favors to you, and that's just how it works, you know? Especially, I think the most popular way of being a good shaman is, you know, when there's a calamity, right? Like the cataclysm, for example, the elements will cry out to you, and then you're supposed to please them, or help them, or seize them, you know? Like, it's just how it works. And I've always found it very interesting. Which is very interesting in how the light works, and it's something that I'll probably do a video just specifically on the light, because the light is not such a thing. There is no sentient being on the other end, just like a god, just like, okay, you're good, I'll give you the power of light. The light is something more akin to, like, as long as you believe and you're doing what you think is correct, then the light will give you power. But it's very different from being a shaman. So that's the difference between Vol'jin and, say, a shaman, because Vol'jin is not a shaman. So it's one of those things.
Something you're doing?
Speaks like a peant from Warcraft. My grandmother was a powerful shaman in her day. I thought she had lost most of her powers in her old age, but had lost most of her powers in her old age, but I suppose some things stay with you forever. Yep. There we go. So that was Grandmother Tekla, and I'm supposed now I'm gonna have to go to the other side of the waters to help Misha. Let's go there. So here we are walking on the water, getting attacked by alligators that apparently can also walk on water. This world is surely coming to an end, the cataclysm, guys. But here we are at the end. Oh my god, I keep getting attacked by alligators. And my boy is literally on the other side of the world. Some of you guys wanted me to explain a little further, you know, things that relate to Durotar, and since I'm about to leave Durotar and I'm not gonna really come back ever, I mean, there's not really going to be any reason for me to quest anymore in Durotar. I'll be passing through Orgrimmar a lot, but not necessarily Durotar as a land, as a questing zone. So I'll talk about it just in a little bit. Let's just first see what she wants for us. Today marks the anniversary of my son Kron's passing. As long as I refuse to admit it, I recognize now Kron is not returning from his crocolisk hunt. I've been working on a project, something that will memorialize Kron's passion for the hunt. It's a crocodile tooth necklace. Rows and rows of teeth, suitable to be worn by only the bravest young orc, and I'll place it on his grave. Kron was brave, but he was not strong like you. Will you bring me the teeth for his necklace? He's like struggling in his grave like, I'm totally better than this random guy that just talked to you in a random hot day. Anyways, so Durotar is named after Thrall's father, Durotan. Durotan is a character that you'll be able to see in Draenor, and if you play Draenor, if you buy the boost to level 90 and you automatically go and play Draenor, you'll be able to see that character. He's one of the biggest characters, I would say, in the history of Warcraft. He's kind of a badass dude. But Thrall named Durotan because of him, because he was his father and he obviously respected him. Now, Orgrimmar is named after someone else. It's actually named after his mentor and friend, Orgrim Doomhammer, which at the time was the worship of the Horde. He was the guy that I believe took ownership of the Horde after Blackhand, I believe. Because see, Blackhand, back when, this is like, we're talking in Warcraft 2, I believe. So when the orcs came from Draenor into Azeroth, to invade, the Horde was pretty much under the rule of Gul'dan. Now, Gul'dan didn't actually rule himself. Instead of ruling, because he's more of the guy that would like rule from the shadows, you know, like have a puppet leader, and then he would control the puppet leader, and that's what happened. So the actual leader was Blackhand, and Gul'dan would control Blackhand. So he was technically the leader of the Horde. But what ended up happening is that Doomhammer found out that this was happening, and he didn't quite feel right having this kind of mischievous warlock ruling from the shadows, and you know, having the demons kind of controlling the Horde in that fashion. So Doomhammer killed Blackhand and took control of the Horde. And Doomhammer, well, he was pretty nice to the orcs. He, you know, he ended up losing the war, I believe, but he was a nice guy. And he was good friends with Thrall, so Thrall named Orgrimmar after him, which is it's pretty cute. There's a lot of story, I believe, in Orgrimmar. It has changed a lot during the years here in WoW. It used to be a lot more. I guess it's gonna make more sense as soon as we actually get to the capital. But you're gonna notice that a lot of it is very similar to. See, this is how it used to look like. I don't think you can see my mouse, but you see the outpost there on the far end. That's how. That used to be the style of Orgrimmar back in the day. It's like very like wooden and simplistic in nature, you know, like just a bunch of huts put together, and there's a lot of wood going around. Now it's more akin to this outpost that you see there in the distance that is now being swallowed by the mountain. Let me just go ahead and show you guys here in just a sec. So you see the outpost there. Oh, that's the entrance to Orgrimmar, I guess. You can see how it is now. So it's like full metal alchemist, and and yeah, just metal and iron is what it is now. And it's honestly, it's changed a lot during the years. The layout, some of the openings. Now I believe it has an opening that leads to Ashara, just from the back of the city, and that didn't used to be there anymore. The auction houses have moved. A lot of sections have moved. It's a lot of evolution that has happened in that city. And as soon as we get there, I guess I can show you guys some of the things a little bit more directly.
What can I do for you?
Thank you, Orc. I will get to work on the necklace right away. Before Kron died, I had made this for him to wear. I have no use for it now, but perhaps you might. Cool. So let's go, and that's waist. Cool. Get a new bag too. And level 10. Now, level 10 for every character gives you a lot of abilities. This is usually the time when you get to choose specifically what tree of talents you're gonna choose from. Because there's usually you get 3. Well, I guess with the druid you get 4, because you can choose whether you want to be a feral cat or a feral bear, which is tanking or DPS. But for the hunter we get Beast Mastery, Marksmanship, and Survival. And now this is for every character. Every character, as soon as they hit level 10, they get to choose between all their different trees. So, Beast Mastery, a master of the wild who can tame a wide variety of beasts to assist him in combat. This one is, it improves your pet a lot, so it makes your pet stronger, more bulky, and it makes it just kind of do more damage in general. It gives them a lot of abilities that you can use. Marksmanship is what it is. Instead of focusing on the pet, you focus on yourself and your bow attacks, so you get extra damage to your bow. It's pretty much what it is. Survival is a little bit more tricky, and it's a combination of magic, traps, and bows. So you get better traps, you improve the traps, how often you can use them. Black arrow, which is like some magical stuff that you can do for your arrow, etc, etc. For the most part, it's always been easier to level as Beast Mastery because your pet is just too good, and it's because it's the one that is tanking and taking all the damage. As long as your pet is Beast, figuratively speaking, of course, because he's literally a beast. But as long as your pet is good, you'll never get hit. And you can tank as many creatures as possible, especially because this is one of the most overpowered abilities in the game. Heals your pet for 25% of its total health over 10 seconds. It's just too good, and as long as your pet is great, you can keep using this and your pet will never die, so. And more specifically, or more to the point, since Rhexx is a Beastmaster, it just makes more sense for us to go Beast Mastery. Now we're gonna get kill command. Give the command to kill, causing your pet to instantly inflict 53 damage to its target. It's very powerful, and later on we're gonna get it so that it's always, or almost always, crits, which is fantastic. There we go. At level 32 we're gonna get Focus Fire. I don't know if we can, we'll read it as soon as we get to level 32. We don't have to really worry too much about that stuff, but there we have it. So we got a lot of abilities. Tame Beast. This will allow us to actually tame whatever beast we want. So I'm gonna drop it over here. If we find a beast that we want to tame and keep to ourselves, then that's what we're gonna use. I should probably just, I'm gonna be walking towards Razor Hill as I'm talking about my new abilities. It's more efficient that way. Beast Lore. Gather information about the target beast. I guess I can show you how that works. Check it out. So by doing Beast Lore, lore is revealed. How does that work exactly? It used to be different. Let's see. Is there... Can I open this? I'm not sure how that works anymore. The tooltip will display damage, health, armor, diet, abilities, whether or not the creature is tameable, and if it's an exotic beast. Ah. Well, let me try this again, because it used to open a massive tooltip that would show you all the stats and everything. But it doesn't do it anymore. I must be doing something wrong, but because I do not see it. Oh, well. Oh, there it is. So you can see it on the bottom right. Armored score bit, so all the damage, his health, his diet, and if it's tameable and what abilities he would possess if I were to tame it. That's cute. It's one of those extra things. It's not really needed. I guess it's nice if you want to see if a pet can be tamed or not. But other than that, it's just mostly just extra lore. It's flavor. Dismiss pet, so we can put this here. If we want to get rid of Huffer for whatever reason, we can do that. Call pet too, so we can have multiple pets, and this is if we want to call our secondary pet, which is going to come in useful later. And kill command, which I'm going to set to R. There we go. So that's pretty much it. What was I talking about before I got to level... Oh, the skills that we got. So yeah, every character, as soon as he is level 10, you can choose between all your skill trees, and that's where the game just kind of expands a little bit. If you're a mage, that's when you can choose if you want to be a frost mage, fire mage, arcane mage, etc. And if you're a rogue, if you want to be a combat rogue or a subtlety rogue, etc., etc. It's where the game opens up. Now at level 15, we're gonna get another expansion, which is going to come into... We can't really see it yet, but we're gonna actually get to choose our perks. We're gonna get about 3 perks that we're gonna have to choose from, and that's gonna be the case every, I believe, 15 levels. So at level 15 we're gonna get to choose one, at level 30 we'll get to choose another, and so on and so forth every 15 levels. And every time we're gonna get a choice of 1 out of 3 options for perks. And yep, that's just pretty much the leveling system of WoW. It's pretty simple. Abilities are kind of scattered. You can see here when you're gonna get abilities. So in level 11 we're gonna get Ped, 14 Disengage, Eagle Eye 16, etc., etc. You can see all the levels here. So this one is not as it's a little bit more disorganized, and it obviously varies between characters, but you know, it's meant to be a way of balancing it. They need to do it for every character differently. So here you have when we're gonna learn things. Kill Shook is what I'm waiting for. Anyways, before we talk to Takran, let me just go ahead and finish this one. I guess I should have gone up here into the outpost. The music here in Durathan is so crazy. It's like we're always at war or something. There's horns blowing and war drums. This is pretty insane. I used that trick you taught me with the spyglass, and I watched you running around down there. Quite impressive. How do you make the old woman fly, by the way?
For the Horde.
It wasn't really me, though. It was the elements. Because she believes in the Force. Oh, yeah, friend came on. Is an old school friend of mine from high school. Really good guy. He's actually a pilot. Literally just recently got accepted by Copa Airlines, so he's flying over there. It's pretty cool stuff, man. Pretty proud of him. I attacked him. You're You look pretty strong. Listen, my good friend Cargal needs some new recruits for Baron's duty. I know you want to do what's right for the Horde. Well, this is your chance. Take this recruitment letter to Cargal and see if he will sign it. Alright, so every now and again, as soon as you get to the required level for the next area, you will get a quest that will take you to that next area. It's just a way for the game to make sure that you don't get lost, so that you know where you can go, which is nice. It's always appreciated. As soon as we reach level 10, we can go to Barons. You can see that Barons is from level 10 to 20. It used to be that this was one area. Northern Barons and Southern Barons used to be just the one area. And I mean, as a player, if you play through the game a lot, you would know that you shouldn't touch Southern Barons unless you were actually level 18 or so. Otherwise, you were gonna get wrecked. But now they decided to just make it easier for everybody and just actually separate it. And they even tell you the levels of the areas, which is something that it used to not be the case before. You had to guess what level the areas were. But as you can see, we could actually just go to the Barons and start doing that, but we still have some quests to do here, and I usually prefer to get to at least level 11 before I leave Durotar. I'm not skipping this, by the way, because I guess I haven't shown this, and I always like this little section here. It's very Durotar style, just the Grand Canyon kind of style of it, and we still haven't seen the Harpies, but I don't know if we're gonna do any Harpies quest before we reach 11. We might, but then again, we might not. But anyways, the theming of making the game easier is something that has been happening for a very long time, and something that, see, there's a lot of things in WoW that a lot of players, even me sometimes, just take for granted, and it's something that we didn't have before. The ability to say, for example, see where quests are. See, the fact that when you accept a quest, you can see where the quest is, like conscript, you can see that there's like a little marker there that says the question mark. The game is actually telling you that you have to go there to finish the quest, but before, that wasn't the case. You had to read the quest log, see where the guy would tell you to go, and you have to follow his directions to the letter, because the game wouldn't tell you where the thing was. You had to like kind of follow his directions. It was a little bit more intense back in the day.
Hey, how you doing?
I am MrRhexx, one of Gaslow's boys. Boss sent me to help the orcs here in Durotar. Things been going good except for the caravans. Can't manage to keep them safe. Makes my job a little harder, you know. The last shipment, which they promised would get through, was snatched by the Dustwind Harpies of, where was it? Razorwind Canyon. Gotta have those supplies. Follow the big canyon to the south. You'll find the ravine cut right into the west and east sides of the walls.
Keep it real.
Cool. And Gaslow told me once, MrRhexx, there's one thing you need to know in life, and that's if you want something done well, do it yourself. I can't deal with losing all our caravans, so I'm going to take matters into my own hands. Harpies plague our supply routes. If we kill the Harpies, the caravans are safe. Of course, there was one other thing that Gaslow taught me, and that's you can get anything done for a price. You and Rex are? Good. I recommend starting in the canyon to the east.
Have a good one.
Yep, so we're gonna go ahead and kill some Harpies, and we have to collect some of these caravan supplies that have been dropped because of the attack of the Harpies. Yep, it's gonna be good. We're finally gonna get to see some Harpies. So, Harpies are very cool. You see, let me see if I can just not kill them so you can get a better look at how they look. So, one thing that you will tell if you pay close attention to a Harpy is that they resemble Night Elves. Now, the legend says that the Harpies come from a group of female Night Elves that betrayed Ashara, and Ashara then cursed them to look, well, the way they look. It's like a combination of a Night Elf and a bird, I guess, but they don't really say that it's like a combination of the two necessarily as far as the lore is concerned. They just say that Ashara cursed them, and that's how they became the way they are. Now, they're pretty cool, because they're like smart. Like, you see them talking every now and again, and they're smart to use tools. They can use magic, elemental, or any other kind of magic, really. You see them using storm magic, which is really cool. They talk to you. They trade with the kobolds. A lot of quests that will have you at least believe that. So they're pretty interesting in that respect, because they're not stupid or anything. There's a lot of power in the Night Elf blood. There's a lot of Will of Eternity power in there, so it's very interesting that as far as evolution is concerned and their blood, their genetics, they're powerful creatures. Now, the interesting part about them that I think is the most hilarious thing is that there's no male Harpies. Like, you've never seen a male Harpy in the game, and the reason is that they don't need males in their society to reproduce. They actually are allegedly mate with Taurens, orcs, humans, and I don't know if about elves. I don't think they actually do it with elves, but that's how they. So the way it works is that they lay their unfertilized eggs or something, and then I don't know the procedure, guys. Something, and so they love each other too much, and then it happens. But the baby comes out as a genetic identical to the mother, which is why they all look the same. And yep, and that's why you don't have any male harpies, which is pretty funny. But they are considered a plague for the most part, kind of like kobolds, kind of like the quillboars, like for the more advanced societies. And that sounds so like Nazi. But for the most advanced societies and races in the world of Azeroth, the harpies are considered to be a plague because they just kind of come and they spread. And the most important thing is that they smell, according to this story, they smell horrendous. Like, you can tell that you're in a harpy domain just by the way the place smells. And the reason is they're actually immune to disease. Now let me just... Oh, sack of supplies is still... Oh, there's probably a lot of supplies around that I haven't been picking. But yeah, apparently they're immune to disease. So as far as, like, say, rot is concerned, they're not impacted by that. They're impacted by, say, plant diseases, magic diseases, and poisons, and so on and so forth. But as far as, you know, biological diseases like vermin or maggots or I don't know, viruses, bacteria, they're immune to that, which is the reason why they don't really give a shit about whether they're clean or not. Which makes it pretty horrendous when they infest a place. So because of that, they're considered to be a vermin, and people usually want them exterminated. But legends also say that they have been, and I think it's probably the biggest. 'Cause we know that the Taurens, for example, they hate the centaurs, because the centaurs have been farming the Taurens for the longest time. It seems like it's the same thing for the harpies. Like, the harpies have been owning the Taurens for the longest time, and they just hate each other so much with a passion, which is funny. It's one of those interesting things. Little bits of trivia there, but I still haven't found a single bag of supplies, which is kind of weird. I don't know if that other person was getting them, but I don't think so. They're supposed to look like little brown bags on the floor. I guess I haven't been paying too much attention to it, but I would have noticed otherwise. It's just hard to keep focused when I'm like also talking to you guys. Pay attention to what's actually happening in the game. Okay. But I cannot see them for the life of me. Alright, well, there is one. I suppose I was on the complete opposite side of where I was supposed to be to collect the sacks. You can see it on the map, like the map does tell you where to get it. I thought I could just go around the cave and do it from the other side of the canyon, but I guess not. It's very specific. I guess I automatically assumed that anywhere where you can find harpies, you could find the supplies. Which honestly I thought it was, but I guess not. So there should be at least some more over here, but they're pretty rare to find. Just to avoid taking more time out of your guys' precious day, I will collect all the bags, because I feel like it's gonna take just a little bit too much time. Okay, we're back. Sorry, it really did take a substantial amount of time, so I didn't want to waste your time too much on me just collecting all the bags, especially since the video is already running a little bit too long. So sadly I won't be able to show you guys Orgrimmar, which is kind of a shame. I kind of wanted to, but I suppose we're gonna have to leave it for the next episode. So we're gonna check out Orgrimmar and then go back to Barrens. It's gonna be a lot of walking, a lot of talking, just chillaxing. I don't know if there's gonna be enough combat, if there's going to be enough combat on the next episode, but it'll be entertaining anyways. I'm good at what I do, don't get me wrong, but this is ridiculous. What am I supposed to do? Build sand castles? Hey now, isn't that just a thing? You've got our supplies back for us. That's great. I'll be able to get back to work just as soon as I can find someone to haul these sacks for me. Be good. I think I can breathe easy now, knowing that the harpies won't be bothering our supply caravans anymore. And not one moment too soon either. I hear I'm being sent some fun little toys with the next shipment. You're pretty good at what you do, Rexar. You ought to track down my boss in Ratchet. I'll bet he could find some work for you. Oh, and don't worry. I wouldn't forget to pay you for the service you provided me. Cool. So we're gonna get a new bow, which is fantastic. You can see the difference in DPS, which is pretty good. It's like a 50% increase. It's almost twice the damage actually.
Keep it real.
Go ahead and keep it real and use the bow. Fantastic. Anyways, guys, this is gonna be the end of this episode. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and I hope you guys enjoyed the episodes this weekend. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys did too. Next episode, we'll get into Orgrimmar, and we will walk into Barrens, into an entirely new zone, and it'll be a blast. See you guys then.